He must keep moving and keep his foe off balance. They are the combatants tonight in 3 rounds of light heavyweight division full contact rules battle.
And introducing first, off to my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the black trim. He enters the ring with an amateur record of 2 victories and 2 defeats and tips the scales at 181 pounds. He comes to us from Fremont, California. Let's say hello to Ricardo Miranda. And his opponent, off to my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black pants with the white trim. He makes his amateur debut here this evening and weighs in at a fit and ready 176 pounds. Coming to us from Foster City, California, let's say hello to Brian Schwartz. 3 rounds. Marcos Rosales, our referee.
All right, gentlemen, I've already gone over the rules with you in the dressing room. Is there any questions? Touch gloves. Good luck.
There you take a look at Ricardo Miranda. His opponent, Brian Schwartz, tonight. Miranda with 2 losses, though he's been injured in those 2 losses. One had a problem with a torn shoulder muscle and the other broken shin bone, so he has taken some damage in this fight game early on. Brian Schwartz, meanwhile, the nerves have to be tingling. His first fight comes in 0-0, and he throws the first kick, probably the best thing he could have done, Mike Sawyer.
And that's the next best thing he could do. Take the opponent down
right to the breadbasket of Ricardo Miranda. Miranda down to the canvas. A good straight kick from Schwartz.
Schwartz 4 inches taller, using that reach early on. Same spot with a side kick. It looks like that Ricardo Miranda might be done.
He's up. It looked for a moment like he might have suffered a low blow. No call by referee Marcos Rosales, so early action in the first round, and Brian Schwartz has come on big time.
Schwartz's front leg is dynamite. Slips on that round kick attempt to the head. Very fast and strong with that front leg. He ought to just keep using that side kick to the middle. One more to that same spot on Miranda, he might be out of there.
Absolutely. Miranda now fights back. Upper body seems to be his strength, a former bodybuilder. He's got good hands, needs to work on the kick. And that's from his own admission. And he's in trouble again. He's hurt.
Miranda looks very uncomfortable in the ring. Just doesn't look like he's prepared for this kind of an onslaught by this debut fighter.
All right, guys, stop fighting. Back up, break it.
Marcos Rosales breaks them up. Schwartz tastes the blood, and now southpaw for Miranda. And it doesn't work any better. Down again goes Ricardo Miranda, getting the count.
2 left hooks over the ear on Miranda. This is a preliminary fight.
You want to keep going?
Rosales is not going to let this go too much longer.
It's over!
That is it. The fight is over. Brian Schwartz in his debut fight puts Ricardo Miranda away, and what a way to start a career. Mike Sawyer?
Very impressive by Brian Schwartz. His first fight, and he'll remember this one for a long time. Terrific front leg. His right leg is dynamite. Showed he had some hands power as well. Those 2 left hooks over the ear ended the fight for Ricardo Miranda.
And it was that stiff, straight leg kick from the right leg of that man, Brian Schwartz, that put Miranda down early on, eased any jitters, and sent a mountain of doubt into the mind of Ricardo Miranda. And there it was. Wide open was Miranda, Mike.
That's the first side kick that took him down. Came back with some more shots to the same spot. This is a little bit later on, the round kick to the head. Had he got some hip into that, he'd have maybe taken him down from that one. Miranda fought back gamely, but never looked comfortable in there. May have been the size of the opponent that threw him off.
Switched to southpaw for a moment. Miranda did, but it didn't do him any good. Brian Schwartz, in his debut fight, comes out with a first round knockout here in San Jose. And that is a way to really start things off. He is looking much more at ease now.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the 1 minute 52-second mark of the very first round, referee Marcos Rosales elects to stop the fight. So the winner, by virtue of knockout in his amateur debut from Foster City, Brian Schwartz.
Shake his hand again.
Brian Schwartz.
Ricardo Miranda, a very disappointed fighter. His record drops to 2-3. Brian Schwartz with the knockout in round number 1 is now 1-0. And here is exactly how things finished off. Another left to the top of the air, a second one to the top of the air for Ricardo Miranda, and Brian Schwartz is your winner here in San Jose.
Glad you could join us from the San Jose State Event Center. Lon McCarron along with Mike Sawyer getting ready for a very entertaining night of ISKA Strikeforce kickboxing here on ESPN. Mike, we got a new fighter in town. What is going through his mind right now?
Well, Ryan Joyner is finding out what it's like when everybody leaves except the referee. A little scary. It's just you and the other guy.
Down he goes, gets a taste of the canvas first thing.
Yeah, not really hurt from that. He went down more from nervousness and just the shock of being out there, I think, than anything else.
He's probably kicking himself now saying the first 10 seconds of my pro career I was on the canvas. Oh, a big left from Schwartz. He's not going to cut the rookie any slack.
Of course, Joyner's had amateur fights, but being out there in a pro fight for the first time is always an experience. This fight is in the full contact division, all kicks above the waist.
You know the adrenaline is pumping. He doesn't feel anything right now, probably not even thinking very much, hoping the autopilot is working 100%.
Schwartz with good-looking kicks, good side kick and round kick. In the full contact division, we see more high kicks and multiple kicks off the same leg.
Brian Schwartz with 3 fights under his belt. He's in the long pants on the left.
Schwartz also very accurate with that straight left hand.
2 fighters with similar build. 4-pound weight advantage for Ryan Joyner. Good right hand there from Schwartz. Caught Joyner right on the jaw. One of the best things Joyner can do is come out and start throwing some technique. Try to keep himself under control, which he could not do there.
Schwartz, predictably, the more polished of the two. Got 3 fights.
And taking some punishment, Joyner is right at the bell. Shirley is still going to count it out. He's got to come up. He's got to look like he's ready to fight.
No sitting by the bell. He's got to be up by 10. Joyner really doesn't look to be that hurt. Just a little shocked.
He looks to be okay. They're going to send him back to his corner right at the end of the first round. The best attack of that early round from Schwartz.
Schwartz's left hand is on target, and Joyner just got turned around and couldn't see what was coming. Roundhouse kick glances off the glove, but then the straight left gives Joyner, puts him down on the canvas, just makes him just lay there for a minute, get his wits back about him.
Well, the way he went down, it looked like he definitely was stunned. I don't know if he was out at all on the way down, but the way he landed flat on his back indicates that he really did not know where he was. Full contact rules, 2-minute rounds, scheduled for 3, and Schwartz is at it once again. Joyner in trouble.
A good roundhouse kick followed by the right hand, and a good side kick by Schwartz.
Yep, Shirley steps in.
He may not let Joyner continue.
No.
Nope, it's over.
He indeed is not. So, another win, 4 in a row for Brian Schwartz. He's a new fighter, but the newer fighter, Ryan Joyner, in his professional debut. has his plate full against Schwartz, and he goes down with a knockout in the second round.
Bounce.com, Golden State Taekwondo, #1, baby.
Hardly breaking a sweat is Brian Schwartz from nearby Foster City, California. Here's how it went down and how Joyner went down.
Good side kick by Schwartz, real solid in the midsection. He fakes the side kick and comes back with a straight left hand, and then over the top with the right hand. That 1-2 punch combination on top of the side kick to the middle is too much for Joyner.
Well, Ryan Joyner came out in the first 10 seconds, and he was down on the canvas. He came out for the second round. Didn't get much better. Ryan Joyner found himself under attack from that man, Brian Schwartz. And boy, Schwartz has finished him off early in the second round with a knockout. It's his second knockout of his young career.
At the 20-second mark of round number 2, Ryan Joyner could not return from that knockout victory by Brian Schwartz.
It was Brian Schwartz over Ryan Joyner in the second round here to open up our ISKA kickboxing here on ESPN2.
Improving his record now to 4-0 with 2 KOs.
So out goes Joyner. He'll be back for more. Up in the ring, Mike Sawyer is with the winner, Brian Schwartz.
Okay, Brian, a TKO victory, round number 2.
Sure.
He hadn't had any fights. You've had some experience. Is that what made the difference?
Well, yes, I thought I was going to be able to try to start on him fast with the side kick to the body, try to catch him off guard. I didn't think he'd be able to deal with the power to the body. So, yes, I thought he would not be able to handle the experience.
Okay, your kicks to the body and your right hands to the head seem to make the difference. Have you been working a lot on those body kicks, putting it together with the punches?
Yeah, that and also my endurance. I thought my last fight, my kicks weren't as fast because I didn't run as much, and this time I really ran hard and did a lot of conditioning, and that made the difference, get my kicks a little more juice on.
Okay, congratulations on your win.
I wanted to dedicate this fight to my grandfather who couldn't be here tonight with fighting colon cancer. My grandpa, I love you.
Okay, back down to Lon McCarron at ringside.
Congratulations to Brian Schwartz, and also good luck to Ryan Joyner to open up our kickboxing tonight.
Figured out he'll come up with something new. He'll take on Brian Schwartz, a black belt in Taekwondo who loves to use his legs to attack his opponents, but can come through with a knockout using his hands as well.
Okay, guys, I expect a good, clean fight out of both of you. Obey my commands at all times and protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves now. Come on, fight it about good luck.
Well, let's hope the fighters caught that from referee John Shirley. Quick and sweet. 3-round fight coming up right now, and it'll be between Brian Schwartz on the right of your screen, Jericho Lane, 27 years old, out of Redding, California. And I talked to him before the fight. He says he just wants to go in and have fun. He's trying to be a stand-up comedian out of L.A. and an actor. Woo-hoo in martial arts is not, but this guy comes in, I can only say, with a goofy attitude. And Brian Schwartz is anything but goofy. So who knows what lies ahead? Unpredictable is the word for Jericho Lane.
Jericho Lane said he had too much talent to not be going further on television, and he wants to branch out as well as being a fighter. He wants to be a comedian, wants to be an actor. But first thing he's got to do is get by Brian Schwartz tonight.
Full contact rules. They do have the foot pads on.
There will be no kicks below the waist.
On purpose.
None that they won't be penalized for.
Jericho also said, I couldn't get through this broadcast without saying he's doing this for his mom. It's her birthday today, present, and he promised her a win. So he needs to wrap it up quick and fast, I think, against Brian Schwartz. Schwartz fought last July. He won, first round knockout. Been working a lot more on his boxing. He does train under Eddie Cross, who was a champion boxer in his day.
A stunning exchange of punches by both fighters. Both of them looked like they didn't expect to hit each other that hard.
left from Schwartz, right on the mark of Lane.
Both fighters very active early in this fight. Sometimes these shorter fights let these guys go all out during the entire fight, and if they're in good enough shape, they'll do it.
Nearing the end of the first round, scheduled for 3 rounds. And now it is Schwartz taking punishment from Jericho Lane in a very active opening round here to this light heavyweight full contact fight. Hello, everybody. Lon McCarron along with Mike Sawyer. Mike, I want to talk about Jericho Lane first of all. You can't come in to a kickboxing match half-hearted. Even though he's joking around saying he just wants to have fun, you got to go in there very serious, don't you?
Well, and he looks like he's serious, and this is not the kind of sport that you can go into half-hearted. You're right. I can tell you something, this boy can punch, and those punches he's throwing right now, they've got home run written all over them. If one of them tags Brian Schwartz, he's going to go down. Now, Schwartz, he's undefeated. We saw him here last time. He won by first-round knockout. He can throw some heavy leather and some heavy kicks of his own, and this is a fight that may very well not go the distance as long as these two guys are throwing techniques like you see on your screen right now.
Well, technique is one thing that Jericho Lane doesn't bring to the ring with a lot of polish. Not a big martial arts background, a little karate here, a little karate there, but I got the impression, yeah, he wants to win, but maybe he's looking for material for his stand-up act.
Now, that was a great combination by Brian Schwartz, the right roundhouse kick followed by the right hand. But I'll tell you, as well as being able to throw some heavy leather, this Jericho Lane could also absorb some shots with no apparent damage whatsoever.
Absolutely, he can. Well, one thing I'll say about him, he does not take it too seriously. But Brian Schwartz better take it seriously when he sees those gloves coming his way.
But Brian Schwartz was hurt by a tremendous left hand a few minutes ago and has still not gotten his back about him.
Well, that was not a knockdown, but that certainly was part of the result of that big punch, and you still see it in the knees of Schwartz.
Schwartz is dizzy. He doesn't have his balance yet. He's going to need a little while. Usually he takes a half a round at least to recover from a hard shot like he took, and if he takes another one, it'll take the rest of the fight to recover.
A little bit low on that kick. Schwartz's main weapon is his kick, and now it is Jericho Lane in agony, down on one knee. We saw that last side kick go low, and if it did indeed, then John Shirley, our referee, is going to give Jericho Lane all the time he needs.
John Shirley's making a determination that that kick was below the belt, illegal but not intentional, no penalty points awarded, but he gave Jericho Lane time to
Ooh, a hard left from Schwartz. Well, with a fighter like Lane now in trouble, when you throw the leather, you got to expect it back because he leaves himself wide open, not being the polished fighter.
Brian Schwartz is capitalizing on his reach, and he's hitting with those long-range kicks.
Standing 8. Second round of 3.
That may give Schwartz the time to recover that he needs.
Schwartz leaves that jaw open every time he makes an approach. Not a knockdown. Final seconds of round 2.
What we're seeing now is Jericho Lane has punched himself out a little bit.
Well, he now has a little time to recover, not only from the punches he's thrown, but what he has absorbed, and he did take a beating from Brian Schwartz in that second round. Eddie Croft in the corner with Brian Schwartz. And one thing with Jericho Lane, one thing Lane has learned is that when he takes that first step, Schwartz leaves that right jaw wide open.
Well, I'll tell you, in general, this is just a great fight, Lon. These two guys are just going at it with everything they've got. Now, Schwartz on that side kick, the reason he hit him low is because he was falling down himself at the same time. He still is dizzy. He couldn't keep himself up on his supporting leg. That's why that kick went low. Here, Schwartz, you see the pain on his face because he took one from Jericho Lane, but then Schwartz comes back with his own stuff in the round. These guys are just on each other.
And now it looks like Jericho Lane has been determined he should not answer this bell.
And he looks like he wants to continue.
He absolutely looked into the eyes of Jericho Lane and saw that he was not 100% ready to go for the third and final round. And so it will be a TKO for Brian Schwartz. And you saw Schwartz doing much of the damage on Jericho Lane. Both fighters going down to the canvas at various times throughout the fight. Really not as a direct result from one single punch, but cumulative advances by each fighter. And that gave that man, Brian Schwartz, his third win against no defeats. 2 knockouts in that record. The man from Foster City, California.
I thought it was one warning.
Jericho Lane.
According to the ISKA President Corey Schaefer, the red corner did not execute the number of required kicks in the first 2 rounds. So as a result, the winner, by virtue of technical knockout, increasing his record to 3-0 out of the blue corner.
Hey, Jericho Lane, you're disqualified for not getting your kicks in 2 rounds. I know that's disappointing to you.
Well, you know, some things happen. His reach threw me off a little bit. Not used to fighting anybody that height. Usually people I fight are about this tall, so, you know, but I just want to say I had birthday to my mom, so I couldn't bring home a knockout for birthday present.
Hey, you say that you want to springboard your fighting career into acting and comedy?
Yeah, I do, yeah. And then somebody in Hollywood is watching on me, you see a tooth missing, you like a Mike Tyson, what's up, man? I should have been him, because I was losing. Took it up a little bit. Great fight, man.
Okay, Brian Schwartz, our winner tonight. Brian, in that second round, looked like you took a good shot. You were able to come back, eventually win the fight, but for a while, looked like you were hurting.
Yeah, he stunned me with the right hand over the top, but I weathered the storm and was able to come back and win the fight.
Okay, had the fight gone this last round, how do you think it would have gone?
I think I was starting to establish my distance. I would start landing the kicks more, following it up with punches, and I think I would have either won by knockout or won a decision.
Okay, congratulations on your win.
I want to thank my trainer, Eddie Croft, Shingo Kohara, and Vito Colucci.
Okay, back down to Lon McCarron at ringside.
All right, congratulations to Schwartz. So we did get the wrap-up on that. It was a technicality. Jericho Lane not getting enough kicks in. Brian Schwartz coming through. He's now 3-0, 2 knockouts, and a win over Jericho Lane.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, the new address for the Saudi Traveler is the Crown Plaza right here in San Jose at 282 Alton Boulevard. It's the Crown Plaza Hotel and Resort. Also, many thanks to Bob. He weighs in the super middleweight limit at 168 and owns a record professionally of 15 victories, 2 defeats, 2 draws, and 9 wins coming via knockout. Coming to us from Houston,